Hi everyone, my name is Sabrina Magallanes, and today I will be presenting my accessibility assessment of the North Los Angeles County Regional Center, or the NLACRC. For this project, I conducted an in-person evaluation of the facility using universal design principles and accessibility guidelines. My primary focus area was mobility accessibility, while also considering sensory, communication, cognitive, and multicultural accessibility factors that impact the consumers and families served by the regional center. The purpose of this assignment was to evaluate how accessible the North Los Angeles County Regional Center is for individuals with disabilities. I focus primarily on individuals with mobility disabilities, including wheelchair users, individuals who use walkers, older adults, and those with limited stamina or chronic pain. My goal was to identify both strengths and barriers within the environment and determine how effectively the facility supports participation, independence, and equitable access to services. I also examine the building through the lens of the universal design, which encourages environments to be usable by the widest range of individuals possible. The North Los Angeles County Regional Center provides services and supports to individuals with developmental disabilities and their families throughout the San Fernando Valley, Santa Clarita, and Antelope Valleys. The facility serves a diverse population, including consumers, family members, caregivers, service coordinators, and community partners. Services include case management, individual program planning meetings, family support services, referrals, and community integration programs. Because many consumers may have physical, sensory, cognitive, or communication-related disabilities, accessibility is essential to ensuring equitable access to services. To guide my assessment, I use the 7 principles of universal design developed by the Center of Universal Design. These principles include equitable use, flexibility in use, simple and intuitive use, perceptible information, tolerance of error, low physical effort, and adequate size and space for approach and use. Universal design is important because it promotes environments that are accessible to everyone without requiring special adaptations. Rather than designing for one specific group, universal design seeks to create inclusive spaces that support people with varying abilities and needs. One of the strongest areas of accessibility at the Regional Center was physical accessibility. The facility includes designated ADA compliant parking spaces, van accessible parking, automatic entrance doors, ramps, and level pathways leading into the building. Inside, there are wide hallways, elevators, accessible restrooms, and spacious waiting areas that support mobility device users. These features align closely with universal design principles such as equitable use, low physical effort, and size and space for approach and use because they allow individuals with varying mobility needs to independently access services. In these photos, it highlights the accessible parking area located near the main entrance. The parking spaces are clearly marked and include van accessible options. Their close proximity to the building reduces the physical demands placed on individuals with mobility impairments and helps support safe and independent access. This design features demonstrates a commitment to accessibility from the moment individuals arrive at the facility. This video shows the building's accessible entrance and automatic door activation button. Automatic doors eliminate the need for users to manually open heavy doors, which can be challenging for individuals using wheelchairs, walkers, or other mobility devices. This feature promotes independent and reflects the universal design principle of equitable use because everyone can benefit from easier access. In addition to the main entrance, automatic door buttons were available throughout the facility, including restrooms and secured areas. This consistent accessibility feature reduces barriers for consumers and visitors with mobility limitations and allows individuals to move throughout the building with greater independence. Providing accessibility throughout the entire environment is important because access should not stop at the front door. Although the facility demonstrates many strengths, I also identified several areas that could be improved. During busy periods, waiting areas may not always provide enough flexible seating arrangements for individuals using mobility devices. Some directional signs could be more visible, making navigation easier for first-time visitors. Additionally, certain reception counters may be difficult for wheelchair users to access comfortably due to the counter height and positioning. These barriers may impact independence, comfort, and participation for individuals with mobility disabilities, older adults, and those experiencing fatigue or chronic pain. Although mobility was my primary focus area, I also observed several features that support sensory communication and cognitive accessibility. The facility provides appointment reminders, structured planning meetings, and allows support persons to participate during appointments, which can assist individuals with cognitive disabilities. Communication accessibility is supported through multilingual staff, interpretation services, and written informational materials. The environment also includes adequate lighting and a generally quiet meeting space, which can reduce sensory overload and improve communication. A key strength of the regional center is its commitment to serving culturally and linguistically diverse communities. Many consumers and families speak languages other than English, so interpretation services and multilingual written materials are critical for ensuring equitable access. This demonstrates culturally responsive practices and aligns with course learning objectives related to the multicultural sensitivity. Accessibility is not only about physical access. It also includes ensuring that individuals can understand information and fully participate regardless of language or cultural background. As a part of this assessment, I considered how the environment supports the use of assistive technology. Examples include wheelchair and mobility devices, AAC devices for communication, screen readers for individuals with visual impairments, hearing assistive technologies, and electronic reminder systems. The facility's wide hallways, accessible entrances, and flexible meeting spaces support the effective use of many assistive technology devices. This reflects the importance of matching environmental supports with assistive technology solutions to maximize participation and independence. When analyzing the facility through the universal design lens, I found several principles represented through the environment. Automatic doors and accessible entrances support equitable use. The building's layout is relatively simple and intuitive to navigate. Elevators and level pathways reduce physical effort. Wide hallways provide equitable space for mobility devices. Multilingual materials and signage support perceptible information. And finally, multiple communication methods offer flexibility in use for diverse consumers and families. Overall, the facility demonstrates a strong commitment to universal design, although opportunities for improvement still remain. Based on my observations, I developed several recommendations. First, increase accessible seating options in the waiting areas. Second, improve wayfinding by using larger, high contrast signage throughout the facility. Third, add more tactile and braille signage to support individuals with visual impairments. Fourth, create designated sensory friendly waiting areas for individuals who may experience sensory sensitivities. And finally, conduct routine accessibility audits and gather information related to consumer feedback to identify areas for continuous improvement. As a consumer service coordinator at the regional center, this assessment was especially meaningful because it allowed me to view the facility from the perspective of the consumers and families that we serve. While the building demonstrates many strengths in accessibility, this experience reinforced that accessibility is an ongoing process rather than a one-time achievement. One of my biggest takeaways is that small environmental changes can significantly improve participation, independence, and overall user experience. Most importantly, consumer feedback should remain central to accessibility planning so that the improvements reflect the real needs of those using the space. And thank you for listening.